This is a presentation for the master's degree in engineering physics. This is quite brand new studies we are offering in the UPC. My name is Jordi Martí. I am the academic coordinator, and for those of you that enroll with us, I will help you as much as possible. These studies are managed by the Barcelona School of Telecommunications as the host for the students, and the Department of Physics, who provides the professors and part of the infrastructure. Well, let me just mention that our university is becoming 50 years old this year, so it's becoming quite venerable, and this means that we have some trajectory already done. Okay, what's engineering physics? So, good question, right? This is a mixture, of course, between physics and engineering, but in order to be more precise, it's the application of physical principles and information in let's say, theories, experimental techniques, etc., to apply it new technologies or methods that can be useful in engineering as a general concept. Okay, here I have put several examples from quantum computation, so new generation of quantum computers, to the design of small chips as much as possible, even made with carbon nanotubes, as you can see in the more or less in the picture in the middle. Micro devices of all sorts. Of course, we want always human being want to tend to miniaturization. Energy sources, not only fusion, as this image, beautiful image of the ITER reactor, fusion reactor, but also clean sources, green energies like aeolic, the sea, getting profit of the sea force, etc. All of these, even if you don't think about it, need knowledge of physics, because physics is, let's say, beyond everything. Every technology has a physical basis. Biomedical engineering. This year will be very interesting because we are becoming the host of the Biopharm Erasmus Mundus Master, which is an international European master, where the UPC will be the host for the second semester. So all the students of this new master will come to UPC, will enroll in our master, and they will be very selected people that will focus their interest in the application of physics to design of drugs, design of biomedical procedures and devices. So this will be interesting for those of you that enroll in our master, because you can get into contact with outstanding people coming from abroad that will share the teaching with you in the classroom with you in the second semester. Okay, so once said this, let me continue with the motivation. In engineering physics at the UPC has some quite long trajectory. From about 10 years ago, we started with a bachelor. The bachelor went very good, very well, better said. And then we needed to make a link between the bachelor and the PhD. And then we designed and offered the master. The master was approved and started in 2019. Of course, it's ideal for people who have done the bachelor and want to complete their formation, and if they are interested, have a bridge to the doctoral studies. Because you know that you have to pass through a master before you do the PhD. We are completing, well, in the second semester of the second year of the Master Engineering Physics. I will call it MEP or MEP, how you like. And the success has been very good. We have had about of the order of 15 students every year. And they have passed all the topics, almost all the topics, more than 90%. We have had some withdrawals from some topics, especially from students coming from outside the master. People from the master have passed all the topics, so this means that even the level is high, the preparation of these students is good, and they can pass all the topics with sufficiency. As I have mentioned several times, the master is good for to complete your studies, to make the bridge to the PhD. And I have put here a little note indicating that it has also some financial consequences, because it has been tested in statistics, and it has been made some analysis in studies that you can earn about 20,000 more euros per year if you are in the same job having the master, instead if you have only the bachelor. So this is only something that tells you that you have to do some investment in these studies. It's only 1 year, so it's not so expensive, but you can earn much more, and this is also interesting. About the PhD programs, I have listed here a few of them, all of them in the UPC, but the first one, the computational and applied physics, is the most appropriate for our studies, because it's the natural continuation. So the name of applied physics is clearly, gives you clearly an indication of this. Okay, other aspects to have into account from the master. You don't need to do a PhD, of course. You can do it, but you can also work in an industry, in labs, large facilities. You can do some mobility to other programs outside. So you have a lot of options. Of course, not only with this master, with others, but in particular with this, we have already we are already providing connections to all these possibilities. The agreements of the master with a large list of important companies are in this web. Let me try to open it. Hopefully it will work. And this is the list of industries or companies that are already connected to the telecommunications school. From the last 4 courses, for last 4 years, there are about 300. So there are plenty to choose, and all of them are ready to accept incoming students like you to do some practical work. Okay, so this is something to mention. Let me go back to the presentation. Apart from that, we have connections with some large facilities like the Synchrotron Alba, some hospitals, the Barcelona Supercomputing Center, which this year will host the 3rd largest supercomputer in Europe, so this can be interesting as well. The Institute of Photonics, etc. So there are plenty of contacts that you can get profit of there. The staff from the Department of Physics is the main provider of professors for this master, and also from other departments of engineering at the UPC. Some of them are in telecommunications, some of them are in other departments of other engineers. The professors normally have been selected because they are very active in research. So if a professor is only doing its teaching, nothing else, you will not find it in our master. So we are very interested in people at the edge of the research, at the edge of the technologies. Some references of these studies, some equivalences in other places. In Spain, there is only one more, up to my knowledge, in the Basque Country, but I think there are others being prepared. I'm not sure exactly where, but I have heard about that. I would say Madrid, Valencia, but I am not sure. In Europe, you have some of them, not very much, because these are quite specific studies, and in Europe you can find studies about applied physics, about applied engineering, something close to, but not exactly the same. And I have found studies absolutely equivalent in Italy, Sweden, Germany, Finland, or Belgium. So this is only to have an idea. And abroad, you have, of course, in the most advanced countries, USA, Canada. I'm sure there are others, but it's only an example. So this is, let's say, a kind of studies which are not so often offered everywhere. Our objectives, of course, first of all, offer a program which is really innovative, which has cutting edge is the keyword, no? A combination of advanced physics from both experimental and computational sides. I would say maybe theoretical, no? But today, you know that everywhere in the world, theoretical science is done by computers. So even experiments need computers because you have to analyze the data. So, well, these are the two sites, more important sites we are going to offer in this master. And the active research group in the UPC, I have put here a little list. Here is a little movie as well, to be a little bit more well, interesting. This is a oncogenic protein close to a cell membrane, so it's interacting, and this is something we study in our research groups, together with, at the left side, carbon nanotubes, or at the right side, levitation of materials, superconducting materials in magnetic fields. So lots of interesting research groups are ready, if you do the master, to accept you as PhD students. Okay, connected with the telecommunications network, you have all that industries and companies we have listed before. We have also a Twitter. Sometimes with the help of Angels, we put news related with our studies and with physics in general. And I have not connected with the Twitter here because, well, you can do it because it's easy to find. And I have some connection with the web of the master, where we have included all relevant information of the studies. For instance, in particular, the pre-enrollment, which would be the first step to take if you are interested. And connections to news, to the master BioFam that I will comment later. So here you have plenty of information you can read about our activities. Here is the Synchrotron Alba, where we do some practice every year. So well, we have a look. You can have a look if you like, and this is interesting enough. Together with the web of the telecommunications school, which is more, let's say, institutional. There you can find more information about the admission, the list of topics we are doing, professional opportunities, something interesting, which is the, what is it? Maybe here, the price, no? Maybe you are wondering about the price. The approximate fees is about less than 3,000 euros, and for people outside the European Union is a little bit more. So, well, I would say it's not expensive. If you check everywhere, it's not expensive, and it's very interesting. About the how to deal with the courses, we start normally in September. We do fall and spring semesters. But it's possible if some of you, for some reason, wants to start in the spring semester, to take first elective topics in the spring semester, and then in the next fall semester to take the compulsory topics. And then you will need to finish with the master thesis in the next semester. So the normal way is the most, let's say, interesting way is to start in September and end up the next spring semester in June, July. Okay.
Excuse me, Jordi.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but whenever you just show us another content, not from your presentation, it just show like a black screen. We cannot see
black
the content
screen.
of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, I didn't know. Okay, let's do something. I will not switch to other webs, and we just keep following my presentation. Thank you to Sonia to tell me.
Okay, thank you.
Angel or Sonia, I'm not sure. Okay, about the academic organization, just very quickly. The studies are managed in the North Campus UPC in Barcelona. I am the coordinator, and we have an academic committee which helps us to make the plans of the studies, to decide the admission of the students, well, to deal with any problem or any something new we have to do. Each student has a tutor, so you will have a personal tutor that will guide you in the enrollment, in the elective topics, in the choosing elective topics, managing with the master thesis, whatever you need. So you can, of course, ask help to the coordinator, but also to your personal tutor. The classrooms are in Campus North. This is, in the northern part of Barcelona. And the labs are mostly in Campus North, but some of them are in the Alba Synchrotron, so it's about 20, 50, 30 kilometers away. And during 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not exactly sure of the time in the last year, but you will need to move to the Terrassa campus, which is about 30 kilometers away, to do some practice of a specific experimental topic. Well, the master thesis can be done in research group at UPC, of course, but also abroad or in other research institutions or companies. You only need, as I will mention later, to have a supervisor from the professor staff of our master. Interestingly, for the best students, our physics department is offering every year 3 grants of €1 kilo, 1,000 euros, after tax. So this is net gain for you, to help to develop the master thesis within research groups in the physics department. So this is restricted, but it's quite interesting, I think. Well, let's move to the program. We have 60 credits to develop. They are done, as I said, in 2 semesters normally. We have 3 parts. One part, about 40%, a little bit less, of the credits are compulsory courses, which are taken by all the students. 33% of the courses are elective, so you have quite a wide, for a 1-year master is quite wide, the election, I think. I will mention later. And the master thesis corresponds to the remaining 17 credits. Well, the compulsory courses, I will not enter into details because we will be tedious, but just let me mention the titles and a little bit about the contents. 2 of them are essentially further developments of basic physics that is important for the new technologies. As I said at the beginning, physics is at the base of everything, of every new technology. For instance, the critical phenomenon complexity is an extension of statistical mechanics, and it deals with, you see here, the list of topics they are covering: complex networks, stochastic processes, critical phenomena, etc. Second very important topic is quantum matter, because, well, quantum is also at the base of everything. And they give also an extension of the quantum physics. It has been studied in the baccalaureate, including perturbation theory, scattering, study of magnetic systems, lattice, etc. So you see it's a very interesting and wide topic. And then we have 2 more topics which are experimental, essentially experimental. One is called surface engineering and micro devices. This is the one which you will take some, you will make some experiments in Terrassa, but is very restricted in time. And the remaining part will be done in North Campus. It has to see with surfaces, with microfluidics, micromechanics, very tiny devices that can be included in electronic circuits. So, well, you see, it's a topic a little bit more experimental. And then another interesting topic is the study of large facilities, essentially 2 of them, the synchrotron, the Alba synchrotron, and neutron sources. To do that, the professors will tell you about general concepts of particle accelerators, how to generate electromagnetic radiation, how to accelerate ions, and how to deal with X-ray and neutron scattering. So this is very, very experimental, very interesting, and it will be given part of it in the Alba synchrotron. Finally, the 5th and last compulsory topic is called project management. It's different from the others, of course. It's not physics, not engineering, and it has to see with the management of scientific or, in general, of any kind of project you can deal in the future. The planning of a project, the management of time, of the personnel, of problems, when you can prepare some project, you have to deal with probable, let's say, problems you can have, and you have to include some solutions for these possible problems. And then they also explain about software to manage these projects. So it's interesting and quite short. You see only 3 credits, quite short topic that normally has very good results. No? Students, as I am writing here, learn to design, manage, and monitor technologies and projects. Example, how to prepare a European project to submit to the European Commission. So this can be easily done after passing this topic. About the elective courses, we have our own offer, which of course for us is very appropriate. You will need to do 20 credits. I didn't mention before, but 1 credit in UPC is roughly 10 hours of classroom teaching, maybe a little bit less, but it depends on the calendar. And then about 10-15 hours of additional work from the students. Okay, so every ECTS corresponds to 25 total hours of work. So you need to do 20 of them for the elective courses, and this means to take 5 of them, or as we'll see later, there are other options. The topics we offer are separated into the 2 semesters. For the next course, they will be 4 in the first semester, physics of materials, which has some part more theoretical and more applied. And then a lot of computational topics, because these are, well, very much in the edge of the actual technologies. One of them is in machine learning or continuous systems. Imagine about fluids, for instance. Other about computational astrophysics, atomic and molecular, and then topics on, let's say, soft matter like polymers, lipids, colloids, micelles, or biological systems like cells or membranes. And finally, another topic about stochastic methods for simulation. So, well, there are plenty of them, as you can see. And also, is a new thing this year is we are going to offer 2 additional elective topics, which will be taken mostly by people from this Erasmus Mundus master we are hosting. Here there is the web, but if you are interested, remember the keyword biopharm, and then you'll be able to find it easily. And this has to see with the physics or physical chemistry of drugs in the sense of pharmaceuticals, not, let's say, exciting substances, and also the physical-chemical properties and characterizations. So these are 2 different topics, very close, but you will be able to take this or some of these if you want. However, the only restriction is that they will be given between April and May, when the master thesis should be a start. So well, this is something you are very interested, you can take it, but you will need to do it simultaneously with the master thesis. Other topics you can take from other masters, up to maximum of 12 credits, because we don't want to lose all the students doing other topics. You can take topics from other masters of the UPC. And here is a short list, there are others, so you can have a look if you are interested, and applying to the corresponding coordinator, you can, assuming that there are free places, you can enroll these topics and just let us know to the administration staff, and they will prepare your enrollment very appropriately. Well, I don't read all the list because, well, it's here, and if you need, we can talk about that. Finally, the master thesis, as I said before, it has to be supervised by professors of the master. So you can do it outside UPC, outside physics department or engineering departments, but you will need a supervisor. So you need to contact with some professor of the master. You already will know most of them. And this professor will make the tutorship of your work, but you can do it abroad. Well, the awards of 1,000 euros I have mentioned before. I don't know why they are here again. And finally, here is a list. Now I will not open because it will be, as Angel said before, that it will be dark, so better not to open. But there is a list of, we have already about 40, 50 possibilities, considering all the masters. In the case of engineering physics, I think the last time I checked it, there were about 15 possibilities of doing the master thesis. And of course, if you want to do something different and it makes sense, so it's not a thesis on literature, let's say, you just need to find the tutor, and the tutor will enter the thesis in the system, and you will be able to enroll it. So it's not a big deal. Well, the schedule, I don't know how is my time. I think more or less we are on time. The schedule will be starting by mid-September. The school will decide the calendar, so we will, of course, follow the calendar of the school. Probably about 12, 13, 14 September. It will start this time and will finish about December, first semester before Christmas break. And the second semester you normally uses to start mid-February to end of March for the elective courses, which are given in a compact way, let's say, and the remaining time for the master thesis in the modality of face-to-face. And this is in green because green is the color of hope. And we hope that the next semester we will be able to teach face-to-face because, right now we are not allowed to do that. And in this time, the timeline, up to now, it was in the evenings, well, afternoons, evenings. Now will be in the mornings because we had to adapt to the European master. But, well, I think this is not a big problem, or maybe it can be an advantage. And then the pre-enrollment is already open until July. Later, Sonia, our administrator, will tell you about that. And it's possible, in case you are not sure and, well, you want to check other options, a late pre-enrollment at the beginning of September. So, well, this is only if the capacity is not fulfilled. Well, finally, I'd like to recruit you, of course. This is a short summary. Please enroll if you are liking the physics and the applications of physics. And now I will pass the word to to Sonia, to our administrator. She's very, she knows a lot about that, and she will tell you about particular details of how to enroll and what documents you need. Okay, so this is my presentation. So maybe let's pass the word to Sonia.
Thank you, Jordi. Okay, welcome all of you.
Let me close this.
Yes, yeah, if you allow me. Okay, yeah,
yes,
to present. Sure. I will present just a second. Share. Okay, I hope now you see it. Okay, I would like to stress a few of the most important things you need to know, practical things you need to know in the pre-enrollment process. So in the first slide, you will see like that in order to start classes in September, we have already opened the admission procedures for all the master of the school, and they will be closed on July 5th. Even you can apply until July. We really ask you to do it as soon as possible because it's important for us to make sure that all the documents you upload, they are correct and so if we have time to solve all these problems, it's better for all of us, okay? So the official resolution of the admission will be usually published by the end of July, but during the process of the master degree, you will know all the steps, and you will be seeing if you are validated, if you are admitted, and usually you will have the admission letter quite early. So if you need it because you need to apply for a visa, whatever, it can go really fast. So let us know if you have these problems, and we'll try to rush in the process so you will have your admission letter as soon as possible. Just let us know, okay? But to do so, you need to follow some steps. Here you have the useful links. Okay, so here you have the pre-enrollment where you need to add an account and then just follow the instructions. You have some fact questions here to check if the answers are already there. And also you have a tutorial over here, so it shows you the process. And you have some approximative information about the fees for next academic year. But you need to know that the prices of the official master's degree of the Generalitat de Catalunya, our government, will be approved by July. So it's not 100% sure, but it will be approximately these prices, okay? And also those of you coming from abroad, please just check the OMI office where they can help you, and then they are going to give you proper information to prepare your trip, especially with legal procedures. That's very important. And then you can also join the orientation week once you are hopefully admitted and you enroll. And then you have this information just to make your stay in Barcelona as soon as possible, the better, the best, okay? So this is one of the things I wanted to tell you. The other thing is just some information about the documents you need to upload, okay? It's very simple. Usually, if you are your bachelor degree have been earned in the UPC, you just need to upload a CV and then just show us proof of at least B2 level of English, because all the courses are taken in English, exams. So it's important to have quite sufficiency in English. And also, if you are not from the telecommunication school, we appreciate if you can upload transcript of records, the most updated one you have from the UPC. It's not necessary to have the official one that you have to pay, but the ones you can download from the Secretaría is enough for us, okay? If you come from another public university in our country, in Spain, then you also need to upload the CV, the English proficiency, and also your ID, but the transcript of records and diploma. Of course, we are aware that most of you are still finishing your bachelor degree, so the bachelor diploma is not possible for you to have it right now. No problem about that, but we ask you strongly to send us the most updated bachelor transcript of records, because the admission committee really needs to know which optional subjects you have been taken, and it's very important for them to know all your background in the bachelor degree. So we recommend you to upload any document that the university can provide you. And of course, it's not necessary to have the official one that usually you have to pay for it. You can wait until the end, okay? But this is really appreciated if you send the most updated information. And then you must know that if you are finally admitted and you want to enroll us in September, yes, it's really compulsory to have the bachelor diploma, or at least you have to pay the fees for it. So you need to do so before enrolling, okay? And then if you come from abroad, of course, we need the same as the other ones, and also the passport, especially if you need to apply for a visa. We need your passport. It's not sufficient your ID from your country. We need your passport. And also the English proofs, your CV, transcript of records, and diploma, of course. And if these documents are not in English, it's necessary to have them translated in English or Spanish. And important, if you are not from the European community, they need to be legalized, okay? We need you to have the apostille or whatever requirements from your own country. But that's very important. We are aware that this takes time, and of course, if you haven't finished your bachelor degree, you will do this at the end. So we will conditionally validate you, but this will be compulsory for enrolling, okay? And finally, just if you can send a link, for example, of or whatever, the link to the course descriptions that your university have, this is very useful as well for the admission committee. Here you have some links for master pre-enrollment where you have to create an account. Here you have, hopefully, if you are admitted and enrolled with us, you have information about enrollment. And then you have also the academic management calendar. There you can see the deadlines. Please try to be very accurate with your deadlines, okay? If not, there are some problems that we can help you with that, okay? So for me, it's all. It's just for you to know that you have any questions, we are here, but you can also send us an email. The email you have over here, you have some telephone numbers, or you can even come to visit us in the B3 building in Campus North. But due to the COVID, right now you need to ask for a prior appointment because we have to follow some protocols. But as soon as you have your prior appointment, we can also attend you personally. So if you have any questions, I just pass the word to Jordi again, and anything you need, it will be a pleasure to help you.